Hi all, have you ever heard of acoustic levitation? Hmm? This is one of the famous barium titanate cylinders that came out of a sonar head of a warship. Fair radio sales in Ohio, now closed down. So what you do with something like this, you want to create acoustic levitation or whatever. These produce a very high voltage, up to 10,000 volts direct current in a short burst. However, actually that's where I got the idea to make the power units I made for clients over the years by adding inside crystal wafer technology. Then on top had an adjustment system, kind of like a cohere type system, very sensitive, micrometer fed, and pressed down on the wafers. And as on top too was capacitance and capacitors and converters to convert the energy from this guy into usable energy, about 1 to 3 volts with good milliampere range. My first client was Trade Group in Vancouver. Carl David Anderson and Joe Ho. I had a pile of these in a circular pattern in a metal cage, and that prompted them to film it, and the Chinese were to come over and give out 24 million, so I'm told, but it never showed up and it sort of went by the wayside. I had one running as well when Dr. Hal Piloff came and George Hathaway came to get Alex Pizarro's papers and documents when he passed away. I showed it to Hal, and Hal Piloff stayed for a couple of days once George had to go back to Toronto. Okay, so that's some of the history. Then Trade wanted me to build that device I've just mentioned. Then that led to other folks, because it's aired on television, to come to me, and the Japanese paid me $250,000 to build a power unit. I built a couple of power units. They're tested at the Kyoto Institute of Technology, and they kept on. The last time I saw a Japanese, 2004. They wanted to get me back into Japan, as I was there in 94 and 96 or something like that. Then along came Thomas, another $250,000, met him in LA, and I made the power units like this with helper friend Grant Romand from TV show Scissor Boy. And he tested it, measured it. There's a video on Nancy's YouTube channel all about this. It was tested by Kyoto Institute of Technology Japan, as well as Canadian Research and Development in Vancouver, and onward and upward to other investors over the years. All that kind of died out in late 2000. Then along came another investor in 2014. But anyway, if you are interested in doing acoustic levitation, filmed by Harry Delighter Productions in Los Angeles, put on YouTube and aired on TV. All you do is take one of these. Okay, comes like that. Or did come like that. You put this unit on a metal plate, about a square foot or more, and put that on a rug, okay? A piece of rug or something like that, or sponge. I've done it here a couple of years ago. So what you do is get a powerful audio amplifier. I used a Crown amp, 2,500 watts, and also a sonar booster amplifier from HMCS Yukon. HMCS Columbia and Mackenzie and Saskatchewan has other types of powerful amplifiers for the transducers, which are huge, by the way. Columbia was a little different. A little slightly different, but the transducers are huge. I think about 8 feet or 10 feet high and maybe 3 feet in diameter. But anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, and they use audio amps, like I mentioned, 5,000 watts to drive their transducers. Okay, so I used a crown amp I had from DREP, Defense Region Established Pacifica. I got from Peter Sikora from Satellite Electronics on Main Street, which is a circular store, Canadian equivalent of fair radio sales. Okay. So I got interesting letters from the DREP people about that. Anyway, what you do is get a microphone input and output to here. And all you do is point the microphone at this and rotate it around, and you'll get some weird effects. Plus also you can actually feel the different vibrations going in here and pulsating out. And actually over time it gets a bit warm, and if you're playing with this kind of stuff, if you have one of these, you've got to be careful because you could get a huge shock. So you get a Caroline Allart, actress lady for Gillian Anderson of the X-Files, and I worked together for a year or two. She'd put her business card on top here and go floating in the air, and all around the vibrations and weird stuff, and would radiate out and move things around and make like small metal change get frozen, which is weird, but that's true. It's on TV, or not on TV, but on YouTube, the video. Harry Delighter Productions did and filmed it with great quality stuff, so cameras and audio. Because recently somebody left a comment about, oh, I was faking something. No, it's not faking. I guess I'm not allowed to explore T. Townsend Brown or Acoustic Levitation, you know. They get all upset. I want to see the other crazy stuff I did. I might do here. I don't know. In this day and age, I have no idea. I got stuff set up over here. There's a pallet of stuff coming too. Anyway, it's fun to do if you got one of these. You could use even a lower grade amp, but be careful, you know, you blow out your amp. I did it here with a low grade amp, no problem. I did it in Oregon with Tesla Tech guy. I wonder where he is these days. He filmed it, and it's on YouTube somewhere as well. But it's interesting to observe and play with. Again, you got to be careful. These leads build up a massive charge, and the whole thing here. This is wound with. Let's see. What is this here? You know, fiberglass wound. Inside is silver plated. And they're amazing devices. Inventor 3 has one of these. I should just send him an email. I gifted him one of these. I had a lot of them at one time, gifted them off, and I think this one came from New York. From Woody, a friend of mine. Because I ran out of them a while ago. And then also, these were duplicated about half the size by Zero Point Energy in Munich. I had about 4 of them. I sold them on eBay. Dr. Marcus Reed, look him up on the internet and you'll find some very interesting stuff about 0 Point Energy. So these are fun, actually. I had a lot of fun with them with Christopher the other day. We were getting some weird little things, just letting it sit on the table. But yeah, so anyway, if you can ever find one of these, have fun with it. So yeah, the other weird stuff you can do is T-tones of brown, but you need high voltage stuff like I do. You can apply that to discs or plastic UFOs and that kind of stuff, which I've done. I've even done it for a TV crew. Okay, so you need very thin wire because the the effects, brown effect or whatever you want to call it, effect, it's pretty strong. But again, it's whatever you're dangling in that field, you got to be careful. Another word's called lifters. You see lifters like Timmy Ventura's lifter was on Discovery Channel. Beyond Invention, check it out. I had a toy UFO on a string doing the Hutchison effect stuff, and it was kind of interesting because it's filmed by Peter von Puckhammer for Discovery Channel. It wasn't electrostatics or anything with T-tones and brown. It was just the slight movements. It keeps changing direction movements, from what I'm told. So I suggest you look up Beyond Invention. And, oh, okay, so we covered that topic. These are fun. They're about 7 pounds, 8 pounds each. In the old days, in the 90s, they were dirt cheap, like $27 from fair radio sales in Ohio. And everybody's looking for these, so I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't know the sonar head or what ship these were off. Some of these would have numbers on them. And I don't see the number here. But again, technology in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s is quite unique. Here's something for you, characters. A device from scientists from Area 51 put this up on eBay for sale. It's a little power source. Homemade. A carrying handle, and it does work fine. Advertised from Area 51, from a scientist friend. And I believe it's okay. I think it's okay. Anyway, having fun. Just down here. I use it as a detector. Now I do have other sources of barium titanate. Oh my God, I wonder if this is. I don't know. It's heavy. Fair radio, again. Self-charging capacitors. Gotta be careful with those. Let's take a look. This iPad's not that good in filming anything. 100,000 volt direct current. It came with both leads connected. I mounted this with corona suppression on top and also a base down here. Anchored by this way here. Carriage bolts bent like that coming into the box. This is a high voltage source, so another high voltage source here, of course. Keep going over it once in a while. Oh, these are for this discharge system. I believe I'll be getting rectifiers for this guy. Let's see. Yeah, anyway, covering that, and I got a huge magnet down here. So we're gonna have fun in here. In some month's time, I'm sure. Beautiful Variac. Got that from the scrapyard people. Anyway, continuing along. Over here. Just checking something right now. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. This is kind of fun. Yeah. $154.
Advisory from 9 a.m. Sunday to 1 a.m. Monday. Impacts. Major risk to all individuals without cooling hydration as well as health systems and industries. Drink plenty of fluids. Stay in an air-conditioned room. Stay out over Sunday and check up on relatives and neighbors. This is a heat advisory for the following area. In California, southeastern Mendocino interior, heat advisory remains in effect from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday. Heat advisory remains in effect from 9 a.m. Sunday to 1 a.m. Monday. Highs up to 105 and lows approaching 70 overnight for both heat advisories. The areas affected include southeastern Mendocino interior. The conditions are expected for the first heat advisory from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday. For the second heat advisory from 9 a.m. Sunday to 1 a.m. Monday. Impacts. Major risk to all individuals without cooling hydration as well as health systems and industries. Drink plenty of fluids. Stay in an air-conditioned room. Stay out over Sunday and check up on relatives and neighbors. This is a heat advisory for the following area. In California, northwestern Mendocino, Ontario, heat advisory remains in effect from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday. Highs from 100F to 105F and lows in the mid to upper 60s overnight. The areas affected include northwestern Mendocino interior. The conditions are expected from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday. Impacts. Major risk to all individuals without cooling hydration as well as health systems and industries. Drink plenty of fluids. Stay in an air-conditioned room. Stay out over Sunday and check up on relatives and neighbors. This is NOAA Weather Radio, transmitter WNG 720 in Laughlin Ridge, California, serving interior Mendocino and western Lake counties. Broadcast programming originates from the National Weather Service Office in Eureka, California. The current time is 12:59 p.m. Time. The Northwest California weather synopsis. Hot and dry conditions will continue to build through the weekend with heat peaking across the interior Sunday. The highest rain County Friday and Saturday.
Anyway, turn that off. Well, you turn everything off. Well, I was doing experiments in the apartment. I had everything pre-tuned. But sit a while. And then demonstrations. Wow. Oh, anyway, it's getting hot. Mr. Evio can stay here in the air-conditioned room, I suppose, huh? Okay.